Social media impressions do not equate to television ratings, and they damn sure don't translate to ticket sales. The media can continue framing this narrative that Angel Reese is driving the WNBA's growth, but once again, we have data that proves Angel Reese is not a draw.
The WNBA was meant to be saved by Angel Reese, but in the fourth quarter, ticket sales plummeted more than her eyelashes. As if she were Beyoncé wearing a headband, the league hyped her up, but apparently no one is showing up. Why, therefore, does the WNBA continue to treat her as their ideal candidate? Because what's going on behind the scenes is more hilarious than a missed layup in an empty arena. Did someone forget to check the receipts?
It's a shooting efficiency list. Unfortunately for Angel Reese, she's dead-ass last, and I'm not kidding you, in this list of players.
The WNBA's self-proclaimed IDG girl, Angel Reese, has somehow amassed more TikTok dances than ticket sales and more merchandise drops than real victories. Delusion would be an all-star MVP if she were an official statistic. Rather than being a contest on the court, every game feels more like a live audition for a new sponsorship agreement. Her public relations team is deserving of a championship ring for maintaining the excitement. Even though her most devoted fan following appears to be her reflection, Reese keeps telling us that she is the future of women's basketball.
Talking about certain women around the league that have a problem with this girl performing at the level that she does. Instead of being in social media and be like, oh, look at me, Bobby, not putting no work in, missing 455 layups and receiving 500 and some fucking rebounds, doesn't make you good. No fucking TV and being like, I understand you guys watch basketball. Should I do that? Also, me, you watch me miss my lips. I got cut stadium.
Let's just deal with the room's enormous ego. The attraction was meant to be Angel Reese, the WNBA's top performer, the walking highlight reel, and the box office queen. She was hailed by the media as LeBron's second coming, and her rollout gave the impression that the Chicago Sky had signed Oprah and Beyoncé's Love Kid. However, in actuality, her post-game interviews outperformed ticket sales. More quickly than a warm Coke, the rush subsided. She has been evading more inquiries than the defenders. And she's hardly making a difference for someone who was hailed as the league's savior.
On the flip side, Chicago Sky's Angel Reese found herself at the very bottom of the list, sitting at 30th, with a true shooting percentage of just 46.4%. The contrast between the two rookies, both with massive college followings and major fan bases, ignited strong reactions online. Clark's game has translated well to the pros. Her shooting from deep remains a threat, 33.9% from beyond the arc. She was 13th in the league, while her mid-range and inside games are just as effective. She ranked 4th in two-point field goal percentage.
Take the now famous LSU homecoming preseason event, which saw Baton Rouge's basketball queen make a victorious return. A crowded house with confetti and possibly some explosions is what you would anticipate. Rather, crickets. It's possible that there were more literal crickets than fans. The arena could have been utilized for a yoga retreat because the stands were so empty. During finals week, LSU had more energy. Angel walked in like it was prom night, only to discover that nobody wanted to dance. The cardboard cutout appeared intrigued, despite the deafening quiet.
This is your star? This is who the media claims is elevating the WNBA? This is who the media has spent the last year wasting time trying to convince us that Angel Reese is responsible for elevating the dump? The same Angel Reese that could not sell out home games when she was at LSU. The same Angel Reese that struggled to sell tickets last year with the Chicago Bravado. The same Angel Reese that could not give away free tickets to her immaculate homecoming a couple of weeks ago at LSU. You're trying to convince me she is responsible for the growth of the WNBA?
However, let's not act as though this was a singular occurrence. Let's fast forward to the Indiana Fever versus Chicago Sky matchup. The beginnings of a contemporary rivalry between two young stars that, on paper, scream drama. However, there is one small, inconvenient fact. Angel's admirers aren't arriving. Since Caitlin Clark is the last flat-screen TV available, they are pursuing her as if it were Black Friday. No one said, "Oh boy, I can't wait to see Angel Reese set at a moving screen," as ticket sales soared.
Angel Reese has a monster motor, and she'll gobble up double-doubles just off effort. But what I really like to see is her putting in work on her jumper, because Barbie getting buckets is going to be a real problem.
Angel is aware of it in her heart. Every time she pretends not to hear a question that contains the words Caitlin and Clark, it's evident in her eyes. When a reporter attempted to question her about Clark, she responded with the well-known, "Did someone say something?" Energy, the quiet that deafens, the obvious insecurity, and the unbearable pettiness. She would be averaging a triple-double if eye rolls were points. One would expect someone who is purportedly in the epicenter of a sports resurgence to be cool, collected, and perhaps even a little gracious. Rather, Angel handles Clark's existence similarly to she who must not be named Voldemort in the first Harry Potter book. Olympic-level mental acrobatics are needed to avoid even acknowledging her. What comes next if there is no fever? Making a root canal appointment each time an Indiana visitor is in town.
Angel Reese goes the first two preseason games, and then this most recent preseason game. Well, the highlight tape from this most recent preseason game is awfully reminiscent to the Angel Reese that we saw all last season. Roll clip.
And may their hearts be blessed by the Chicago Sky. They have put a lot of effort into making this Angel Reese story commercially viable. It's providing energy for clapping. Over time, the PR machine is operating, from awful advertising videos to hashtags that have become stale as milk. However, based on the actual attendance, it appears that the majority of fans would prefer to watch paint dry, provided that the paint occasionally makes 30-foot threes and tosses out no-look assists, which indicates that Angel Reese isn't her forte. Perhaps she is a role model for how not to deal with burgeoning popularity, since she talks about being one. Discussions broke out after Caitlin Clark was elbowed during a preseason game, and the WNBA suddenly gained more public attention than it has in the past. In contrast, Angel Reese's highlight video appears to be a collection of attitude and missed layups. She would be inducted into the Hall of Fame if clapping back on Twitter were a professional sport. But let's get back to the Fever Sky game. The excitement is genuine, but once more, Clark is the one pushing it. She is in charge of transferring merchandise. She is the cause of the SpaceX-like increase in ticket resale prices. In essence, Angel Reese is the warm-up act who believes she is the main attraction.
She seeks that attention, right? And another thing is, obviously she's jealous of Caitlin. Every interview, every tweet, everything is about Caitlin. I haven't yet to see Caitlin even respond to her yet. Have y'all?
No.
So when you answer me like, yo, I get it, everybody's watching women's basketball now, who's the real reason? Well, yes, you are right. Reese has a small amount of that, right? But the other real credit goes to Caitlin, not just because what she's doing outside the court, where she's waving her hand, doing all that. It's because she's giving buckets in basketball, right? And she looks like Steph Curry. That's simple.
In addition, even if the scoreboard indicates Chicago, let's face it, this is Caitlin Clark's court. There will be an abundance of Clark jerseys in that arena. She nearly became a religion thanks to Clark's autographs and ardent admirers. Even Angel Reese's mother may feel a little outnumbered because she may be the only person in the building cheering for the Sky. It's not shadow. It's elementary math. Fans of Clark don't just show up. They go on global tours like the Swifties and yell as if the Beatles had just landed at JFK in 1964. Subsequently, Angel Reese is using this game as a broadcast therapy session to address a one-sided rivalry. To be honest, she was never the focus of this. Ree may have been a co-star in Clark's universe. She had the opportunity to embrace the moment, smile for the cameras, sell the rivalry, and join something greater than herself, but instead she went all petty, avoiding eye contact, avoiding questions, and acting as though she was above everything. It's a mishandled PR bag in full glam, not a flex. Angel is playing emotional dodgeball outside, while Clark is destroying records.
Consistency and being confident and just being efficient and just being able to be myself. And like I was saying, like, not worrying about anything else but me and just trusting the process. It's not going to happen overnight. Like, don't be expecting me to come down and shoot 7 threes a night. Like, obviously that's what I'm working on, but like,
last year you made a powerful statement saying the reason people are watching women's basketball is not just because of one player, but because of you too. A year later, do you feel like you...
Next question.
Yeah, we'll move on. Thank you.
Not to mention that incredible preseason circus when the WNBA chose to reposition Angel Reese as the next big thing. Only with more glitz and compelled hashtags for empowerment, they spread the crimson carpet wide. Slick advertisements, glowing interviews, dramatic promotional reels. Angel was everywhere. ESPN puff stories and billboards, all with almost any contact with the court. They promoted her as if she were a product that no one had requested in the hopes that the excitement would turn into ticket sales. Warning. Spoilers. It didn't. The box office didn't wake up until Caitlin Clark's name was added to the schedule without her. Without Caitlin, trying to sell Angel was like trying to sell diet. Although water is a product in theory, nobody is buying it. Even her teammates appear to be exercising caution. You can sense the strain on the screen as if they're asking inaudibly, will Angel Baby Giraffe jumpstart us into next week, or are we allowed to use the C word? Please improve team chemistry. It's more like a group therapy session where nobody wants to talk. The mood of each post-game presser is the same. Stiff praise, forced smiles, and all of the hostages' energy footage captured in breathtaking 4K.
Angel Reese, preseason, part 2, let's... What they say about layups, harder than nuclear physics. She's a point forward now, and nobody's more excited than opposing defenses. Time for the vintage underhand scoopity shot from 3 feet. Yep, there it is. Out to McDonald's, sponsoring the first ever fry cook in the WNBA. Bag work is off the dollar menu, man. What is this junk?
Naturally, the supporters take notice. People are not stupid. They can tell who is attracting large crowds, pumping up the numbers, and pretending to be the antagonist in a badly written Netflix drama. The story is really obvious. She is Caitlin Clark. The plotline that was prolonged out of sympathy is Angel Reese. Perhaps the most amusing aspect of this whole circumstance, though, is Angel's seeming denial of reality. Sis Pole leaped over the thin line that separates delusion from assurance. She acts as though she is in charge of the league, but the fact that she actually attends games speaks for itself. Online, her admirers are louder than those in a real stadium. The bot army is giving her most recent effort to be relevant. Water bottles, teas, sweaters, and even a scented candle for the stands are among the many items of goods. Because nothing conveys desperation more than a $60 Reese Mode hoodie when the on-court statistics aren't enough to grab attention. It's the sports equivalent of pitching your Facebook buddies on multi-level marketing skincare items.
Caitlin Clark, in 23 minutes of play, 13 points, 6 rebounds, 7 assists. In 23 minutes, Caitlin Clark already shows all of us who are watching along, stay tuned, folks. Multiple triple-doubles are coming this season. You guys saw what I did in 23 minutes. Wait until I'm playing 30+. Wait until I'm playing 35 minutes. Wait until my chemistry with my teammates are all the way there. Wait until Stephanie White fine-tunes this offense on me a little bit more, tweak something here, tweak something there, and we get really into the swing of things. If you're a Caitlin Clark fan, an Indiana Fever fan,
You got to be happy with what you're seeing from Caitlin Clark. There is no sophomore slump.
According to a straight-faced translation, Angel exudes enthusiasm by yelling and making gestures akin to those of a WWE match referee. Then there's the well-known phrase, Angel has passion, which is a code meaning she accumulates technical fouls as if she were auditioning for a biopic portraying Dennis Rodman. Everyone assumes that competence and swagger are the same thing in this bizarre performance. Caitlin Clark, meanwhile, is being commended for having the fundamental